Vanessa Branch.
And how am I related to you?
You're my first granddaughter.
All right. Where's your family originally from?
My mother's side of the family is originally from Lafayette, Louisiana, and my father's side of the family is from Victoria, Texas.
All right. Can I just get a quick little breakdown of your ancestors? Like what specifically? I heard Lafayette, Louisiana. Is there any Creole in there? You know.
Yes, we're part Creole and part Indian, American Indian.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So I heard your mother. What was your mother like growing up? Was she present?
Yes, my mother was present. Her name was Vivian Dolores. That's why my name is Vanessa Danita, the VD. That's why we keep with the same initials. I look a lot like my mother. So does your mother. My mother worked at Sackowitz downtown as a makeup consultant. That's why I don't wear makeup.
Where did you grow up? What city
The Fourth Ward, which is Freedmanstown. I grew up right on the Pierce Elevated. The address was 1418 Heiner Street. And I watched Houston actually be built right in front of my eyes because I lived across the bridge, which is the Pierce Elevated, from Antioch Church, which is a historical black church here in Houston, Texas, where it used to be just row houses, which they call shotgun houses back in the early 1900s.
But when was your mother born, or like what?
My mother was born in 1927, July of 1927. And then I was born July of 1963. I can remember when looking at TV as a little girl, very little girl, when they killed Martin Luther King. It was on TV in black and white. We used to watch Walter Cronkite on the 5 o'clock news. I can remember them. I can remember Nixon and Watergate.
Mm-hmm.
I started elementary in 1968. It was still prejudice time. And then in high school, I went to Abraham Lincoln, and Mr. Singleton was my Spanish teacher. And that's basically, we had to play on the playground, the parking lot of the Boy Scouts, because we weren't allowed. But my mother spoke Spanish fluently.
Why did your mom speak Spanish fluently? What was that for?
Like I said, it's from being from Lafayette, the Creole, because, the Spaniards came to the United States, and most of them came through Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, those states. And so all the cultures mixed. And by us being a native African from African American, a lot of our spices and dances and religions all coincide with each other. So that's why we became Creole.
Okay. Did you have any siblings growing up on your mother's side?
My brother.
All right. How would you say your mother's, how would you say your mother raised you?
Well, my grandmother is the initial one that raised me. And she raised me, she was born in the 1800s. So.
Oh, can I get a name?
Yeah, Gertrude Edwards.
Okay.
And she was born in 1898. And she died in October 1976.
Oh, so you were a little girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was 13 when she died. I've worked all my life. I worked at the Metropolitan Racket Club under the leadership of Sammy G. Marvel. You see their signs all over Houston. They have Realtor. He was a tennis pro. So I worked at the tennis club. I've worked for different people. They worked for NASA. aerospace engineers. I'm a medical assistant by profession.
Okay. I heard medical assistant by profession. So what was your profession? What was your career?
My career was community health worker at the city of Houston. I worked 27 years. I did family health services, procurement, health fairs. I worked in the multi-service centers. I've done billing, just anything. Hurricane, first responder, the 2009 Black Expo. I've done co-chair with the probation department at Sunnyside, and we did good comes out of the hood for the young ladies that's on probation in the probation department. We showed them how to fill out a resume. I had some friends to come by and style their hair, and I showed them how to go and shop on a little budget that they could get $20-$25 a week babysitting and dress properly for a job interview.
Did you know your father? Was he present? And can I get a name?
Yes, my father's name is Leon Branch. My father is the uncle of Cliff Branch, who played for the Oakland Raiders. His father, Clifford Branch, I took care of him till his death, Uncle Clifford. We had Uncle Andrew. Mm-hmm.
Do you know any tribes? Do you know anything about that? I just want to hear about the ancestors real quick.
About the ancestors? No, I don't fully know. I can only go back and remember from what my grandmother have told me. It's my grandmother, Gertrude Edwards. My biological mother was adopted by her. So I was raised there from Brookshire, Texas. He died in 1963 because I was just 3 years old. And I remember us going to this big place, auditorium in Brookshire, Texas. Well, being a little girl, I used to see these signs and plaques around the house. So evidently, he worked for the city too, because he had a proclamation like I do. Mm-hmm. I miss my grandfather, but I have fond memories of him and my grandmother.
All right. And you said that your mother was adopted by them?
Yes.
Can I hear their ancestry?
Their ancestry is from, like I said, Brookshire, Texas. So they grew up as like sharecroppers.
So they are African American?
Yeah, African American, and they were sharecroppers and everything. A lot that you don't know about this side of the family. So I remember my grandma's telling me they were staying in the 4th Ward, Freemanstown. They owned a lot of property in the 4th Ward. So basically they owned like 4 houses on our street alone, which was my Aunt Lucy's house, Lucy Lee Silas, Gussie Mae Jackson's house.
The other, as in like
Big Mama, yeah.
Okay.
And then the side, it was a duplex. So Big Mama, Gussie Mae was on one side. My mama had the other side of the duplex, right? And then my grandmother had a big house on the corner. And so my grandmother would rent rooms to single men that worked, but they had to provide their own food. So at that time, we had plenty of restaurants. We had Bessie's, we had Bradley's, we had Tenner's Barbecue, we had Manning's, all down West Dallas, Heiner Street, go down Andrew. It was plenty of restaurants, churches, and cafes at that time.
So it was fine for them to rent that room and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right.